down in Berlin. Now we're gonna take the miles back into the city. And then what? A couple hours of work. Gym around 7. Huh? Hit the gym around 7. It's 4 now. Be home by around 5. 2 hours of work. Clean up. Welcome Calvin to the vlog. To Berlin. And now it's time to rock and roll, innit?
Rings should be a 10 if it weren't for the accent. If you're wondering what's the attraction, babe, spin round and show 'em the mad thing. I'm a simple man, I'm a London boy, drink.
Alright, bro. See you in the gym in 1 hour, eh?
Yes, 1 hour max.
Let's go.
45 minutes.
Home sweet home, baby. Let's go. Woo. It is nice to be back, fam. Next few weeks are going to be crazy. And I will capture it all. Let's go, friends. Say a quick hi to the vlog.
What's up, vlog? Packing to go to the gym right now with Marvin.
I'm getting flashbacks right now.
Back to New York.
Back to New York.
New York, Montreal.
Shit. Let's go.
What's up, vlog? Oh, it's kind of hard to center yourself if you're not used to it. Oh. Okay, it's still tracking right now.
It is.
Yeah, okay. Will it like grab onto you? If I
think it does.
This is a cool tool, dude.
There's no way that I can fuck with that. There's no way that I can fuck with you.
Philly, like I did live in Philly for half a year. Yeah, because my girlfriend was there. Like she studied at Drexel University.
My little brother went to Drexel for a year.
Yeah. So like I really got to love this there. I was like the like only person not in Drexel, but like playing sport, playing squash with like random strangers there. It was like an amazing time at Drexel when she studied there.
It's a great city.
Yeah, I really got to love it, and I was like on time, like to surprise her. And then like I missed my last train, and the first time I ever went to Philly, I had to catch I had to take an Uber from New York to Philadelphia, and this was like one of the worst decisions. I don't know, like how much does it cost? Like taking an Uber from New York City, like I landed. Yeah, this was like
small town, switch for city views. Rack out like a grand or two.
Cheers, vlog.
Good morning, Calvin.
Welcome back. Marvin Sanhina's vlogs, episode 3, the content founder. Is it 3 now? Or I guess how are you counting this?
I had the dilemma if I should start from 0 with like numbers or continue where I left off. I just didn't add any numbers.
Okay.
But I would probably just continue from where I left off, even if it's like the relaunch.
So it's like episode 7, 12?
More like 13.
13? Okay.
Yeah. And since the relaunch of the YouTube video, it's been 3 now. But when you see this, it's gonna be more. But yeah, we were just reflecting on, well, first off the POV God, Daniel Dallin.
POV God.
Right? He's like
he's leading that he's owning that space.
He just took over that category real quick, and now he's everyone's daddy. Everyone who's like POV in the title, like praying to Mr. Dallin.
Yeah.
Shout out. He also definitely inspired me to push the vlogging motion faster.
He kind of made it fun again. He brought something to it that I think has been missing for a little while.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of creativity. It's smooth, it's fun, it's casual, it's not, not too much of a flex. It's just,
Especially because like that's been the playbook for like all these vloggers in like 2017 to 19, no? It's kind of the Gary Vee flavor. It is the fitness YouTuber like Max Tuning and Christian Guzman. Like they all did like these cinematic vlogs.
Yeah.
But nobody was really consistently doing it in terms of like just business and building a startup.
Yeah.
And so he brought that wave back, and he brought it with like a fresh flavor, coolness, pop culture references.
Needs more insight on the business itself, though, for sure. I think
might come.
Yeah. Because content's really interesting and it's fun to watch. But if you ask me, and I've seen maybe 6 of his vlogs at this point, I have no idea what the fuck he does. Like, I know that he's like helping e-commerce businesses with fulfillment or something like that, and at some point there's software in there, but like, and he's talked about leadership, talked about onboarding people, but it's confusing. there's not a whole lot of clarity.
Yeah, like one doesn't really know where the money comes from. It's like
Yeah.
the initial traction.
Yeah.
I mean, what he's building now is like a venture studio doing software development,
Yeah.
and then an e-com software is like the main project with the warehouse in China to really cover the whole supply chain from the production facility up until the distribution, right? With faster
Yeah.
shipping times.
Yeah. So like I get this part,
Yeah.
but what's running right now
Yeah, yeah.
to afford all of it?
Yeah.
I guess that's what you're saying. Is like, where
Exactly.
does the money come? Yeah.
The original money,
Yeah.
the expensive lifestyle,
Yeah.
and that, of course, is a question coming from love
And like
and
he has a
inspiration.
team too, you know. So
Yeah.
like, what does the team do?
Yeah.
Daniel, if you see this, bro, we're curious.
I think it's software development, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
that's where you get the big
He
contracts.
seems, he seems like he has slightly technical background. He said
Yeah.
he would spend time coding himself.
Yeah, they had like some building public SaaS podcasts. I think they were positioned heavily towards SaaS initially, then pivoted more towards the personal branding and e-com niche. Anyway, so that's that. And we also quickly reflected on my game plan, or just what I believe to be a nice mix for YouTube, which is Pillar 1 vlogs and lifestyle content. If you enjoy that type of content, it's not the most important one if you're just trying to get business. But for me, I'm intrinsically motivated to do so, and it's fun to do exactly this and document the journey.
Look back at it in 20 years.
100%. So that's Pillar 1. Pillar 2 is kind of like more sit-down, talking head strategy videos, like tactical breakdowns of like a Miro board, how we set up a content strategy, whatever tactical advice and golden nuggets I can share. That will be looms going over Notion pages, can be 10 to 40 minutes long, could be a workshop. That's kind of the second pillar, highly educational and tactical. And the third one will kind of be like the podcast / the show. It could be me just like on a monologue, 10 to 30 minutes, or it could be me and a guest and then interviewing them, and that would be kind of like the Content Founder podcast.
Content founder.
What do you think of that, Dave?
I actually like it.
Because
I do.
you want to live a content life, but you also are living the content life. Like you're producing content, you're playing the infinite game. That's the wordplay.
Yeah, I like it. I think the wordplay part is a little funny for me.
It's
For being-
important to me. Like other
Yeah.
people probably don't care as much
Yeah.
about it. It's like, yeah, fuck off. It's just like it's founders who are creating content. Like you don't need the content component.
Yeah, but it's cute, you know, and it's on brand. And, yeah.
And of course, like his opinion matters because this guy is Mr. Hamilton, Calvin Hamilton, an absolute legend who in 2019 actually brought me to the States and gave me the opportunity to.
All they gotta do is go back on the channel and see the old videos.
There are some old videos where you're
where
featured.
I'm around.
Yeah.
Where you broke the French press.
Yes.
I still remember the shit.
That was like vlog 3
I
or
know.
something. Yeah. So this legend used to work for Gary Vee. Then he brought me to the US, started the agency together in New York, the V1. We parted ways. He joined Ryan Serhant as head of brand. Did that for 2 years.
Yeah, so I was Ryan's head of social for a year and 7 months, maybe. And when Marvin and I split, you know, I continued with agency work. Marvin continued with agency work, but here in like the DACH region, Berlin, Switzerland, and Zurich. And yeah, then my agency was acquired by Ryan's company, Serhant. So I went there as the director of social or head of social, and did that for about a year and 7 months, and then I left in February 2024, so this year. And now working on the next thing. Marvin and I have been talking a lot, of course, about, you know, what it looks like for us to work together again. How do we date again, get back in bed, get married? You know. I'm waiting for a ring, though.
First, you gotta sell me your watch.
The watch. We could make that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Off camera discussion.
Oh, yeah.
So Calvin, for anyone out there, founders, existing founders or aspiring founders, or just people like our younger version, what advice do you have in terms of like the content game and building a business? Any golden nuggets, top takeaways from working closely with Gary Vee or Ryan Serhant?
I have like a controversial take from like that's going to be a little different from what you'll hear from other agency people. So like if you listen to somebody like Aman, who I like, I like Aman. He'll tell you come up with your service, figure out what your offer is, and then basically once you pitch it, outsource everything, right? Find somebody else that does every bit of the service, and then just outsource it to them. They'll do it better. It's going to be cheap. You can find somebody, to delegate it to. I think that's right, but I don't think that's actually the first step, like he says that it is. I think the first step is you should do it all yourself, so that you really understand it. When it comes to building your own personal brand, you should be the one writing all of your own copy. When it comes to making videos, you should film all of your own videos and you should edit them. Just understand it so that you then can communicate better, and then you're really kind of in it. And then similarly, like when it comes to starting an agency, like you're a glorified freelancer, and don't make it much more than that. Like just get 1 or 2 gigs where you do all the work yourself so that you understand the process. Like that was a crucial unlock for me, was when I was a kid up until now, I'm still kind of a kid, is you're learning all of it yourself, so that then later, like you have a deep understanding, and like you become a generalist leaning towards specialist, where you generally understand all these things, but you understand it much better than the average person. But that gives you the leverage to then hire a really good specialist that you can talk to in detail about what it is that you're looking for. And so the TLDR here is just start, and when you start, do it all yourself. Don't try to hire other people. Don't try to land a client to then immediately outsource it to somebody else. Just get cheap clients that aren't going to pay you very much, just so that you can get the experience in the case study and set the expectation with the client. They're like, hey, I'm really trying to figure this out, but I think it's a fantastic opportunity. Here's the methodology I'm going to use, and explain it to them. A lot of people will be on board with that, and they're going to be willing to take a bet on somebody that's young, scrappy, hungry, and trying to learn. You'll learn a lot in that process. I think that's the best approach.
And if you simultaneously also document the process of actually getting your first couple of clients and starting up the business, and you like share a couple of like update posts, I just signed my first client, whatever. That's how you start building up the audience, leveraging your own personal brand. That will compound.
And another thing that's maybe worth throwing in here, that it's just helpful as frame of mind, is like when you're early in that stage and you just talk about, oh, I just signed my first client. For most people, it's not that interesting, and for most people, you kind of just look like a kid, and that can be really intimidating because nobody wants to look like a kid. Everybody wants to be the expert immediately, and they want to be the go-to person. And I won't lie, there is definitely value in fake it till you make it, because like it helps you close faster. However, if you're thinking long term, which is really the only way you should be thinking, then it is significantly more valuable to not fake it till you make it, to play humble early and then just let that slowly build. And then that way, when 3, 5, 10 years passes, you have significant context for people to look back on, and they can see, oh, this is where you came from, this is where you are now. And it's a significantly better story. I think that's one of the reasons why Aman got as popular as he is. He documented everything, and you can see the humble 15-year-old kid just trying to kind of figure it out, to now like the guy with all the watches and the cars and whatever. But that was what makes him relatable. He just, the whole story's there. And so if you focus on, if you're genuinely in this and you're serious about it and you want to do this long term, just document it transparently from the beginning. Don't try to be the expert at the very beginning.
100%. So. And people can perceive you as an expert so quickly. In 6 months, you can go from I just signed my first client to I'm the go-to person for X. Yeah. And if you also want to kind of hack the experience, topic a little bit, you can also just work for someone and document your journey of working for that person who's more experienced than you are. Share the learnings from, I started working for this guy 3 months ago. Since then, I took on 6 clients. Here are the 3 things I learned, or whatever. It also helps you clarify your thoughts and kind of open source your work a little bit, and then fully agree with you. It's also kind of what we've been doing.
Our quick and dirty version of the podcast.
100%. Yeah, it's freaking steaming. So hot, it's like 25 degrees in Berlin. I'm sweating. No complaints. We got our fresh coffee from Bonanza, and Calvin is visiting me until tomorrow early morning. Yeah. Really wanted to get a content session in. I don't know if we can. I have a call at 10, then a physical sales meeting.
Maybe when we get back home, late night podcast. or
Maybe
something.
that will
Yeah.
be it. Let's see if it's gonna be YouTube friendly for the third vertical that I just explained before.
Sure.
But yeah, my arm is also hurting from holding the iPhone. So
We do have the ability to just like talk for hours, which is
yesterday Eve, we wanted to go to bed at like 10:30. It was like, okay, let's wrap up.
Yeah.
And then we just talked a little more
till 1 in the morning.
till 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
But that's what you do when a good friend visits you in person after fucking many years.
4
almost.
years, basically. Yeah.
We saw each other in New York quickly last fall, but that was it. Okay, so
We're switching it up.
oh, it feels good. But yeah, I don't think much more to say.
No.
In 20 minutes, I have a call with a coach/mentor, and once per month I talk to him, and we just go over my top goals, top challenges, and then we define 1 or 2 topics to work on and solve for. And so today I'm gonna have him review my Q3 planning process and some hiring decisions, and just get his 2 cents on that. And then a very important, very exciting sales meeting. I can't say any names, but big corporate German stuff. So that's gonna be an in-person meeting. She's traveling here about an hour and a half just to meet up. And it's interesting with those corporates, they really care about those relationships and the initial personal rapport. And so took the trip here, gonna meet her in like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then it's Friday afternoon, team checkouts, a couple of sales calls, and then dinner with the boys. I heard Calvin wants to introduce us to some cigars.
Yeah, cigars. Marvin hasn't had many cigars, he told me. So it's gonna be not a new experience. I mean, you've had a cigar before, but it's just been a little while.
Yeah, but I could count it on one hand.
The number.
Cigar.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna try it tonight. And I mean, we got our lucks. Andrew Huberman will be proud of us. So
Yeah,
I
seriously.
think it's time for work.
She's like, okay, yes I do. Ay, I like wanna kick it, yes I do.
I'm gonna do this on.
Salmon,
Sorry?
green bowl, extra chicken for me.
Gains. I couldn't choose, so I got both. Both with chicken. Caesar. What was this called? Hummus bowl. Both look fantastic. This one has, how do you call this? Pomegranates? Or?
Yeah, pomegranates.
That looks good.
Shout out Club Kitchen. Very nice bowl place here in Berlin. Which is one of the things missing in Berlin is good bowl places, especially bowl places that are open beyond 7 p.m.
Dude, I would say, you know what would crush here? Like a kava?
Bro, Honest Greens. Have you been to Honest Greens? No. If you know, you know. It's in Spain. It's the best food chain in the world.
I've never been to Spain.
Open till 11 p.m. You've never been to Spain at all.
I've been to like all of Western Europe except for Spain and the Netherlands.
Well,
Spain, the Netherlands, and all those like micro-states like Liechtenstein and whatever else.
let me show you the world. But Honest Greens, something like a bowl place open beyond 7 p.m. You need it in every city, and Berlin doesn't have it. I don't think, at least. Alright, grab a tea.
See ya.
What the fuck, Calvin? That's crazy. Oof. Calvin, man, you're crazy. Fucking appreciate you. You crazy, bro. On my way to the backstage, aka the unofficial Notus headquarters,